What's up, guys? It's Sam Talks Games, and today I'm going to be talking about what I think's in store for Persona 6. So, Persona 3 Reload, Metaphor ReFantazio, those games are coming out this year, but I feel like Persona 6 is a very strong possibility for a 2025 or 2026 release, and I'm going to talk about that today. So, as we all know, Persona 3 Reload and Metaphor ReFantazio are the bulk of the marketing for Atlus right now, and I think it should stay that way. I think those games are very good, very high profile, and they're going to do very well. But we can also look to the future while being excited for these games at the same time. So, Persona 6 I think is going to be like a 2025 or 2026 game. At the very earliest, late 2025, at the very latest, late 2026. That's the window I think it's coming in. Now, what do I think this game could do? Well, I think a morality system would be very interesting for this game. I played Red Dead Redemption 2, and although they're completely different types of games, Red Dead Redemption 2 has a morality system that I think could work in something like Persona 6, depending on the themes that it goes for as well. Allow me to explain. I feel like if you had choice on what you did during the story, during the palaces or the dungeons or whatever they're called, right? Let's say if you spare the villain, or if you kill the villain perhaps, maybe they're going for a darker theming. I feel like that could really contribute to player choice, and with a game as long as Persona 6 is likely going to be, it's likely going to be around Persona 5 length. When you have a game that's that long, the player is going to be playing for a long time and is going to be very engrossed in the world, very into everything. And I feel like they could take advantage of that by giving you choice, making you feel attached to certain characters, and giving you more agency in the game that hasn't been present in Persona 3 through 5. So yeah, I think a morality system and giving you more choice in this story could really benefit the game, and I think it could lead to a very unique experience that feels different from Persona 3 through 5, while also having a similar structure. Another thing I'd like to see them build on is the amazing dungeons that Persona 5 had to offer. Persona 4 and Persona 3 had randomly generated dungeons. You know, obviously we know the controversy of Tartarus, and Persona 4 dungeons were better, but they were also randomly generated. They didn't have that much depth to them. But Persona 5 dungeons honestly feel like they were designed by the Legend of Zelda creators. They feel like Zelda dungeons, and they almost have better traditional Zelda dungeons than Tears of the Kingdom, in a way. You know, I love Tears of the Kingdom, but yeah, I'm just poking fun there. So I feel like Persona 6 should double down on these dungeons, and maybe make something like the next Mementos or the next Tartarus, if that's in the next game. Make that curated content, not randomly generated, and also give us the main dungeons that are curated content, not randomly generated. I think it would be very interesting, and honestly, gameplay is absolutely the best in Persona 5. Out of any Persona game. It's not even close. And it's because of the combat system, but it's also because of the dungeons. They're so fun to go through, these nice puzzle boxes, so I'd like to see them elaborate more on that. Another thing I'd like to see them do is romance any character. It might be take a little development work, but you know, I think romancing any character could allow for player agency as well, in, you know, expressing yourself and what you feel a little more, you know? So I think they could do that. And another way they could allow player agency is FemC and male main character, right? That would also require a lot more development work, but it's pretty clear they have a lot of time since they've been developing this game for a long time. So I think having a male and female main character could possibly happen. I wouldn't bet money on it, but, you know, maybe it could, you know? I'm just throwing things out there. I also want Persona 6 to have a really good story. I love Persona 5. It's my favorite Persona game, and it's one of my favorite games of all time. but I feel like Persona 4 had a better story than Persona 5. So, if Persona 6 has the amazing gameplay of Persona 5, but a better story, possibly better gameplay as well, possibly better everything, I think this really could be something extremely special. And I think there's a chance of stuff like that happening. So, yeah, I would like a better story in Persona 6. I would also like for your social links to mean a little more. So social links, sure, they deepen your relationship with a character, you can romance them, you can hang out with them more. But I want the social links to play some sort of part in the story. Allow me to explain. Let's say, what if in Persona 5, when you romance Makoto, right? She will have specific dialogue lines in the dungeons, and you will feel that connection with her in some way. And maybe the dungeon plays out a little bit differently than it would have otherwise. I feel like there's not that much of that in Persona 3 through 5, and I think it's something they should probably focus on. And the last thing I'd like to see from Persona 6 that I can think of right now is more seamless exploration. Now, I don't want the game to be open world or anything. I want to be able to walk around more of wherever it takes place in Japan. And I believe that it's a possibility, considering that this game is likely to be PS5 exclusive, or next-gen exclusive rather. PS5, Xbox Series X, PC. And I think more seamless exploration could allow for more immersion within the game, like many games have done on these next-gen systems. I also have one last, a little out there prediction that might not happen, but I would like for it to happen. I want to see this game take place in a college or a job setting with older people. I feel like Persona fans have grown with the series. They've grown older. And I feel like doing a college or job setting, it doesn't have to be the setting of every game, but even if it's just one game, I think it would be phenomenal. And I think they should definitely try it out. I think they could get experimental with how successful this series has been. So that's probably not going to happen, but I would really like for it to happen. I'd like to see something different. And to end off, I'm very excited for Persona 6, but I'm also extremely excited for Metaphor ReFantazio and Persona 3 Reload. I think those games are going to be phenomenal. They're going to be tense. So don't get me wrong, I'm still excited for those games, and I'm going to pick them up and play them day one. And I hope you guys too. But yeah, that's about it. Leave a like, leave a comment. See ya.